Everybody's got this attitude of just, I'm not doing nothing until after the election. And the market's doing that very same thing right now. Here's what you need to know before the bell this morning. The consumer confidence report came out, the Conference Board consumer confidence report came out yesterday, showed an increase in consumer confidence, a bit over 100 yesterday, which was a nice reversal, but we've seen this bounce before. Consumer confidence remains in a downtrend, but it's going to bounce on the way down. But anyway, we did see a bit of a bounce yesterday in consumer confidence. Both the present and future expectations indexes increased as well, but the fascinating one was, despite the fact that consumer confidence remains fairly low, their confidence about higher stock prices over the next year just hit a record high. So, I mean, consumers are extremely confident about the stock market just continuing to rally here into next year. We have this kind of same reflection in the markets. Markets just continuing to hold on to this 20-day moving average. Nobody's really willing to buy or sell right now. It's just, we're kind of just stuck until we get into the beginning or past the election. So again, markets just really kind of stuck here at the moment. But again, we're just holding right along this 20-day moving average, not really traveling anywhere to any great degree. Again, this is going to break one way or the other depending on the outcome of the election. We'll just have to wait. Again, as we talked about, remain on a sell signal. Markets are not extremely overbought, but they're not oversold either. Again, we're just stuck in limbo. This makes it kind of difficult to trade portfolios. Moving over and looking at emerging markets, international markets as well. Not a lot going on in international markets. They just continue to be on a sell signal here, kind of languishing. Emerging markets also just kind of, just had a nice little rally, but have been selling off here as of late. Again, but you've got to be careful with this. It looks like, oh yeah, emerging markets are doing very well. The problem is that if you back this up to basically a longer term graph, they're not doing anything. So, this is your peak back in 2022. We have far surpassed that in the U.S. in terms of the S&P 500. Emerging markets just really not doing a whole lot. Have been a real drag on diversified portfolios as well. And this is why we've talked about before. Make sure that when you are running a portfolio, diversification is fine, but that doesn't mean just buy a little of everything and kind of hope for the best. Diversification means also making sure that all your assets are performing at the same time, because you want to have relative performance, and if you have a big break, that's going to be a problem. The dollar's continued to kind of strengthen here as of late. We've had a very nice strong rally in the dollar. That's been helping as inflows continue to come into the U.S. The U.S. is now about 63% roughly-ish of global market cap. So again, if you've got reserves anywhere in the world, you want to and you want to have them in a relative place of safety, the U.S. is the only choice. We make up, again, a huge chunk of global market cap in financial markets. We've got the most liquid bond market. Stability in terms of economic growth relative to the rest of the world. The U.S. economy is still growing. Britain, France, Germany, those economies are not growing at all. They haven't grown in like 2 years. So, there's just this big bifurcation between what's going on in the U.S. and that continues to track foreign inflows into the market. So again, just, these are things that are just continuing to kind of drive the markets right now. But again, everybody's just kind of waiting. It's kind of interesting. Danny and I are going to talk about this morning. Everybody's got this attitude of just, I'm not doing nothing until after the election. And the market's doing that very same thing right now. So just sit tight. We're going to have to wait. That's what you need to know before the bell this morning.